Hi, how y'all doing? My name is Mel, Jamel. Well, people call me Mel. You call me Mel Cat, Mel Dogs, Melio, whatever you want to call me. Well, today I want to hit you on the head with a little knowledge. Something I like to call things that you don't get in textbooks. Alright? So today I want to talk to you about something that's near and dear to me that I've been doing for years, 16 years now, and that's writing. Yes, I said writing. Whether it's screenplay writing, poetry, songwriting, whatever type of writing it is, I want to just say that you should always be passionate about it. Be passionate about it. And number two, what you should really do is, if you're into writing, which is cool, you should really think about before you even put that pen to a pad, or nowadays, before you start typing up those words in your Word document, what you should think about is, where is this set? If it's playwriting, where is this taking place? And make an outline. Make an outline in your mind about what you're going to talk about, and everything else. Once you start putting it on the paper, it'll flow. And once your ideas flow and come together, then you will have a story. You will have a story that people will want to snatch up and buy from you. And you might be the next best thing. Might be a Spielberg or whatever. Michael Bay might like your stuff if you're into action, which is pretty cool. I love action. But remember the most important thing though is that you have to be passionate, and it has to be something that you know something about. Okay? Sometimes people go off with the creative minds and they say, oh, well, I dreamt about this, so now I must write it down on a piece of paper. Yeah, it's true, but it also has to be constructed. It has to be constructed, and it has to be put together where it makes sense. Okay? Remember that for all you playwrights out there. And if you're writing children's stories, make sure that you put yourself in a mind frame of a child. What would a child like? What would a child want to hear? Okay? None of the vulgar language. Don't use big words. Make sure all your words are simple. You know, Dr. Seuss had the best children's book ever because his words were simple and it was pure and it reached all of the children around the world. That's one thing you gotta do too. I forgot to say that. Think about your audience. Who do you want your audience to, and how far do you want your audience to reach? Because sometimes you want your audience to reach as far as the skies can see, but then you only aiming it at a certain percentage of people. That's not cool. Okay? And I also want to talk about poetry. Poetry is a big thing nowadays. Everybody think they're a songwriter. Everybody think that they can write poetry. But I mean, you can, but then again, you also got to think, is this really me? Am I really putting my expressions, my heart and soul on a piece of paper? And can people relate? That's the most important thing that you gotta think about. Can people relate? Okay? And remember, words is like expressions. You take a word apart, you put it together, you take it apart, you put it together, and you form new words, inventive words. Words that people, if they look and listen, they be like, wow, yeah, you want to do that. You want to make sure that your words don't always got a rhyme, but if you take a word apart, put it back together, and you have passion about it, it will make sense and it will rhyme. Not words don't have to rhyme on something. It has to make sense, and they have to play off of each other. Remember, you want your words to play off of each other. That's how some of the best songwriters, some of the best artists, they have great songwriters behind them if they're not writing their own stuff because they let it play off each other and they write about stuff that they know. If you a love bug, write about love. If you a gangster, write about being a gangster. Because trust me, if you're not living that life, if you're not living that life, people gonna realize it and they not gonna get into what you're saying. Okay, so remember that.